Yo, 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 yo. Check it out. We are back. We're going to try this again, right? We are back. I know we had issues, but we are back. And I think we got it right this time because I think I see my guests. So I think we got it. Word up, word up, word up. Everyone out there across the world, boys and girls, gentlemen and men, from the land to Japan. This is the G-Lew Show, After Hours Live. So we got a very, very special guest tonight, a homie. You know what I mean? And so we're going to chop it up. I know we had issues a minute ago, but we started over, and now I think we got it right. So everyone kick back. Also, it's hip-hop's birthday today. 50 years of hip-hop. Got to give love to hip-hop. So it's only right we celebrate and do it the right way. The hip-hop way, the One World Hip-Hop Magazine way. So check this out. We'll be right back after this.
Ain't no stopping us now, we back cracking. On the move, trying to prove that we still active. We spent years turning plays into action. Now we sit back and watch it all happen. I do reality rap, ain't no capping. So if you ain't hearing from me, it never happened. Nowadays these half-ass rappers is only a fraction. Since they like to mumble they rhymes, they close captions. I keep my shit original, ain't no fashion. Stay fly, I don't need no stylist for the fashion. Everlasting, sipping thug passion. Looking for a lady I can settle down and crash with. I don't carry the cash, I use plastic. Keep my shit in liquid so the equity of masses. 25-8, mean I'm never missing classes. You haters can't picture me rolling, you need glasses. Greatest of all time, similar to Cassius. Daddy in my life, but I still was a bastard.
Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move.
Okay. Came with a brand new part of the game we had to master.
G-Lew Show After Hours Live. I am your host with the most, G-Lew. Don't come too close, right? But we are back. Hold on. Let me see something. Let's see what I'm saying right here. Okay, we are back once again. And tonight, like I said, we got a special guest. We had issues of a minute ago, but he's here. Our special guest for the evening, the homie, Mr. Cesar. One World Magazine is live in the building tonight. What up, homie?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing great. How you doing, bro?
I can't complain now. Can you hear me just fine?
Got you good now. Can you hear me?
Cool. Yep, I hear you. I see you. Great.
Good. Okay. Now let me see. Okay. Now, got the homie here. Yeah, we back, Nate. What up, Nate Love? Everyone out there in the chat, it's Friday Night Live. Got the homie. Why don't you go ahead and cause you go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Tell the people who you are, man. Who we have on the show tonight, brother.
Mr. Caesar, the editor and owner of One World Magazine, based out of the Bay Area. We're a print hip-hop magazine. We've been publishing since 2016. We're going to drop our 13th issue probably first week of next month. And we just basically cover a lot of the artists and music that most other media platforms don't. That's right. There's nothing like it. And there's nothing like it when you have one in your hand.
That part. Tell us
Yes,
about
sir.
the magazine, because like I said earlier, before we have we had previous magazines, of course, like The Source, you know what I mean, who kind of started off, but over the years we had Double XL, I can't think, but it's so many, you know. What made you want to get into the magazine game and start your own magazine?
Because actually, G-Lew, I started a magazine back in 1999. It was called Explosive Magazine. We put out 21 issues, and that ended in 2012. So what started me back then was the same reason why I do it now. Is basically I wanted to provide a high quality platform for talented artists to get seen on. Right. Because I can't say all, but most of the media in the hip hop world doesn't really concentrate on originality or even on great things. They concentrate on popular things. And that's not what One World Magazine does. We're filled with music and musicians who make up some of the best music that we've ever heard, but yet way under promoted. So it's basically, I did it because I felt it was necessary. It was something that needed to be done. And I believe it's still needed today. There's a need for 10 more One World magazines. Because honestly, a lot of these independent artists are not gaining traction unless they build a solid foundation. And honestly, what I do is just that. By being a physical platform, I feel I help build things physically, not just a digital buzz.
Right, right. Do you think that's what I was going to ask you next? That's a good segue, because what do you think about how things have changed now, to where like you said, there still is a need for the magazine, but things have went so like digital, and you know, as far as everything, not only magazines, whatever, you know, that was kind of hard and physical.
Yes, but it's funny because we can go a million different directions with this conversation. But one specific way I'd like to paint the picture is the world is getting, all the devices and the technology around us are getting smarter. Meanwhile, the human being is getting stupider.
Hmm.
So I don't put my eggs in the digital basket. I've never done that. I've only ever received money because people paid me to get in my print magazine. So so everything you said is valid and true, but it doesn't really necessarily I don't fit that shoe, because I'm only one of very few physical magazines still publishing today, which means there's not as much competition as opposed to what you're doing.
Right.
What
Right.
you're doing is highly competitive. Very, 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 very competitive. It's probably the most competitive genre or occupation within hip hop that there is. Podcasts.
Yeah.
It's thick. And the fact that you've been doing yours for how many years now?
A lot of years. Well, I've had my official podcast 10 years now, but
Yes.
I've been doing it more with YouTube the past 4 years.
Yes. So if you didn't say that, what you just said, you'd be it would be harder for you to keep climbing, because you'd be climbing a steeper hill.
Right.
You feel me? Because you're already halfway up the hill, so to speak.
Right.
So that's how I look at it. So
Right.
me doing what I've been doing, publishing a hip hop magazine for 20 years, I have an advantage on anybody who's going to start it today, or even somebody who's doing a hip hop media platform, but doesn't really necessarily know how to slap it all together with all the ingredients and call it a sandwich.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So it's just that, I'm alive because there's every other person we meet says they're a rapper. So I only need 10% of them to be serious about what they got going on, and it'll make sense to put yourself in my magazine, because those 10% are the 10% who are serious about their music and who are going to make something happen with it, whether they get on the G-Lew show or in One World magazine.
Right.
Those are the go-getters.
Right. That's a fact. And salute to you. Say you've been doing it 20 years. I'm going to ask you this, man. Since today is August the 11th, it's 50 years of hip hop, bro. What do you think about that?
First of all, I'm 47 years old, so I think that's awesome. So all of my life, I've been in this, and so it's a good thing, and it's an awesome thing, and it's an amazing thing, and especially for those out there who are listening, who are fans of hip hop, and maybe are 20 years old or less. That would be crazy. So, happy birthday, hip hop! I wish that the mainstream was carrying on the torch in the proper and right direction, but the mainstream in hip hop is not. They have failed us, and they are going in directions that are not what we were brought up on. So that's why we also exist.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. Salute to that. Salute to that. Wow. What up, JoJo? What up, everyone in the chat? Well, let me go back a bit. Like, even on magazines, you've been doing it a long time. Of course, you know about the magazines in the past. What were some of your favorite magazines, or ones you really respected, or even got influence from?
Mainly probably Murder Dog. Murder Dog magazine was probably my biggest influence.
Where are they from the Bay? They
were
represent.
from Vallejo.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, sure.
They had an office in Vallejo, and they wound up moving on, and I don't think they're in print. Well, they're not in print anymore. There's a chance they could come back, but who knows? But the point is what they did was highly respected in the industry, and so I based how I move similar to the way they move, and the way I've always moved as an individual. Period.
Right.
One World Magazine, we're not here to make enemies, and we're not even here to make friends. We're just here to give the world the best music that I have discovered. So that's my responsibility. And so through that, business has to occur, but also through that, I get to choose who I want to do business with, like any other small business who puts a sign on their window says, "We reserve the right to serve you or not." You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And I really appreciate doing it, and I'm satisfied up until this point with everybody who's like yourself took the time to learn more, to want to learn more, and to actually contribute.
Right. Respect. Thank you, brother.
And likewise with you for always patching my logo into your guys's promo. I always appreciate that too.
Yes, sir. And thank you for the magazines. You hooked me up with my issue, as they say. You know what I mean? And tell me about.
I'm gonna send you some new ones too. I got more for you.
Okay, thank you, brother. Tell me about the magazine. Like, some of the people, do you interview or do you look for the mainstream artists, or do you kind of cater more to the underground artists? Or like, what is One World Magazine consist of as far as content?
Well, I would say about 90% of it is for independent artists, and that's just mainly because that's who I speak to.
Right.
And honestly, that's who could use really good work, meaning a good publicist or a good person to interview them, or even a great interview. All independent artists need those, because their career could end tomorrow, and this could be the last interview they ever did. Same with my career. My career could end tomorrow, and this could be my last interview I ever did.
Right.
So we got to make it count.
That part. I always say that too, bro. Glad you said that. I say that a lot too. And
it's true.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. What are some of the most, like, you've been doing it 20 years. What are some of the more memorable, if you can think of, or even doesn't have to be the past, even recent interviews or articles or prints that you put out that you are like very proud of, or like, man, that has any, sentiment to you?
Honestly, that's probably just when I interview an artist that's been a favorite artist of mine, because I was always a fan before I did this. So right. There's a few artists that I've always wanted to interview, and like just recently I interviewed X-Rated. He'll be on the cover of the next issue of One World Magazine. So that was a interview 26 years in the waiting to happen in person, and so it did finally. So things like that are special. Of course, interviews with like E40 or SIBO, those are close to my heart. Kilate, certain artists, Mitchie Slick, certain artists that I feel have really paved some way in the streets and in the back alleys of the hip hop community. So it's never who you probably think it's going to be, but in my eyes, these artists hold much weight and have actually never lost their value in my world.
That part. What would you
say that again?
You've been loving hip hop a long time. What would you say is probably your favorite era of hip hop, being at its 50 years right now?
No disrespect, it ain't now.
Oh shit, you ain't got to be disrespecting me. It ain't mine either. No
You
disrespect.
feel me? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of
I
awesome music coming out today, but
get it.
you know, it's easier to just you could turn on the radio back in the '90s, and no one ever said, "Hey, change the station."
Right, right.
You know what I mean? I don't even listen to the radio today. I can't stand it.
I don't either, brother. I mean, I got that satellite radio. I listen to LL's Rock the Bells radio, or I'm just banging, whatever my playlist is, bro. You know what I mean? But the
Yes,
radio, like, yeah, it's hard, man. But shout out to K-Day though. K-Day keeps it funky.
but not
But
only that though, you are the radio.
that part,
You are.
that part.
So it's so that other shit is irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
That's
You
how
still
I always feel.
though? I say you still didn't tell me your favorite era.
I would say the late '90s, the '90s
Okay, sure.
for sure.
For sure. But yeah, for sure. I would say though, in the '90s, not even the mid '90s, I guess, man, the Bay really had a big presence, man. In the game, and the Bay just did it different. Was independent as well, showed that part, but they had a real big presence in the '90s, man. Mid '90s, like you said, it's the late '90s. Where do you think, with the Bay having so much rich history and a lot of prominence and all that, where do you see it? Like you already said, now what you feel about the whole game, but where do you see the Bay as far as music right now, moving forward?
I think it's being unrepresented because anytime you tap into any of the biggest media sources for this music here in the Bay, they're all pointing at the same people, the same 3 or 4 artists, or even the same sound. So to me, that's not very credible when these people are supposed to be the top and they only point out a few things when there's so much more out there.
Right.
So that to me is just I don't go for that. You know what I mean? Like the biggest entity has the most power, should be able to showcase the most, but that's not what they do. So it gives us more power to do what we do, both you and me.
Right.
Because they're not doing it.
Right. That's an interesting take, but that I agree, like, overall. But like, where, like, well, what do we do? Like, where do you see it going? Like you said, because that's just hip hop in general. Seems overall,
Where do I see it going?
to a degree. I don't want to say all, but
It's
like,
all gonna go just like we're going now, G-Lew. We're all going our own direction, and our paths will cross when we collaborate. If we never collaborate, our paths never cross, our worlds never intertwine, and we never do anything for each other to help each other grow directly. Those are all facts, but that is why we made sure that we didn't continue not another day further not communicating and not getting together. That's why we are.
right,
So where I see it going, I see it just going in all kinds of different directions because the mainstream narrative is not for everyone. It's only for the most successful artists in the Bay and no one else. Everyone else can try to mimic that, can try to pull on the coattail, can kiss that ass, whatever you want to call it, say it, do it. But One World Magazine doesn't do that. We have so much talented artists and great music that we put in our print that all that other stuff is almost irrelevant because it's not. I put some of that in my magazine, but they're forgetting about all the other stuff that I put in, that I published, that they don't even pay attention to.
right.
And most of these artists are so credible, it's just sickening. So again, more power to us.
That part.
Yeah, because look, the mainstream radio has lost its power. The people who believe that KMEL is still high and mighty are just that. They believe. because
What is
people don't listen to the radio like they used to. Women do, men don't.
right? I can't argue with you, brother. Far as One World Magazine, where like what do you see for the magazine? Like what's the next stage or like next level of the magazine that you want to go? Because like you said, now you, you it's not much competition like that, you know, especially quality like you do. So what do you want to do as far as the magazine next? Like um you know, just to gain new people or to get a new look or whatever you plan for the future of One World Magazine.
Well, honestly, I just want to keep going, period. My product is getting better, I'm concentrating on dotting all the I's and crossing the T's even more particularly. The content is only getting better because the team is always growing. The interviews, the quality of interviews, the quality of artists will always increase because with momentum, we're getting bigger. And with time, the others are falling off. So I'm gaining more distribution. We're gaining more places you can find it. We're gaining respect. We're gaining everything. So as long as I don't stop, I just see One World Magazine continue to grow and to solidify itself through channels like yourself who say so.
Right, right. And speaking on One World Magazine, it's out there. People let the people know how they can get it. I'm sure online or whatever, but can they get it other places as well? Like plug anywhere right now where people can go check out the magazine.
Perfect. You can go to you can check out the digital version of the magazine at our Instagram page, the number One World Magazine. It's right there in our bio. You can just touch it and you can look at the whole magazine digitally on your phone. It's beautiful. And then if you want a physical copy like you see in his hand, you can go to our website, which is galacticdistro.com. That's galacticdistro.com. And that's our website where we sell our product. And you can buy the latest copy of One World Magazine and I'll ship it to you. I'll send it out tomorrow. So there's really no excuse. It costs $9.99, but I guarantee you it's worth every penny. There's over 50 hours of new music in every issue. So with the QR codes inside the magazine, we QR code link all the album reviews, all the Instagram pages for every artist in there, their latest videos, their latest projects. You have no idea the amount of work we put into each issue, and the fact that there is over 50 hours of music in there, it makes it worth $9.99 at the very least.
That part. That
yes.
part. You have any plans like to maybe take it like expand the magazine to maybe doing like videos or doing stuff like this, what you're doing now, like digital form? I don't know, anything of that nature.
You know, G-Lew, that's a great question, and I've been proposed 15 times every year to do a podcast, to do something, but I don't want to do it because it takes commitment.
Right.
And I don't know if I have it in me to commit to a 2-hour slot every week. You know what I mean? To do something. Right. Because I would have to live up to it. I can't flake. You know what I mean? It's not what you people could be flakes in real life, but when you're doing shit like this, you can't flake for the people. You know what I mean? Right. You're going to lose momentum so quick, so fast, you're going to be starting over every week. So, no, I don't really have any plans of expanding One World Magazine into any other platform. If I do anything video-wise, I might put out a version of a video show, but it'll be more of a TV format if I ever decide to do it.
Okay.
More like the Basement or something, where we're gonna showcase videos and maybe do a couple interviews or something.
Right, right.
But because I don't need to do a platform like what you're doing. It already exists.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's been like the main reason why I haven't done any podcasts for One World Magazine, because no offense, they already exist.
Right. But you know what, I see you more as like anyway, like probably a behind the camera person anyway. Even if you do something, I kind of see you as that, more trying to make it happen and facilitate it and maybe even behind the camera directing more so than like you just said on the front line. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Would you think that a little bit? You see yourself, if any, doing that?
Again, it's all in commitment, and if I commit to it, then I'll do it. But that's why I haven't committed to anything yet.
Right.
It's just it's it's tough. You know what I mean? I can't argue for it or against it. It's valid. It's needed. But at the same time, people don't pay me except for to be in the magazine, the print magazine. So
Right.
that's why the business has been real
That's
simple and cut
go
and dry. You know what I mean? And
where I get my
um,
bread and butter. That's where I'm gonna be at, homie. Unless anything changes.
yes, yes. Well, it's like if it ain't broken, don't fix it. So it's nothing's
Right.
broken here.
Right. I get
Machine
it.
runs just fine the way it is, and my life is stress free. Like I had more stress trying to get onto this show than I do publishing my magazine.
Hey, but
You feel me?
right. Well, we're glad you made it, brother.
Yes, I'm glad I made it too because this was an important conversation.
For sure. And again, like I said, being that it's hip hop, man, 50, man. Like we spoke about the eras and what's going on right now. But hip hop is just bigger even than the music. That's why you even have a magazine. Because hip hop is culture. It's a way of life. It's a way we live. Everything, man. First of all, are you not surprised, but what do you think? Just on the strength of hip hop has made it 50 years, even though it's taking a turn, but I guess there's nothing we could do about that because hip hop is always a young man's game, and the young people are going to speak for what they want. But being that it's still 50 years and now it's like the top genre, you know what I mean? What do you think about that, and what impact has hip hop had on you? Because like I said, it's more than the music; it's a whole culture and a way of life. What can you speak on just hip hop?
Well, you're right. Hip hop has become more than just music. It's more than just a lifestyle. It's become just a way of life itself. With anything you do, hip hop can be attached to it. So there really is no limit. And for people like me and for everyone else probably listening who are younger than hip hop itself, then we're engulfed in it and we don't know any different. So I only see it getting even bigger. This could become a hip hop world, like literally,
One world.
because it already is with things like TikTok and Instagram and everything else that are right at our fingertips. It's blown up like this, and with the sneaker game and with everyone and their mother having a clothing line and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't see it ever stopping. I don't.
Right. That's a fact. Shout out to 50 years of hip hop, man. Salute. Salute hip hop. We have One World Magazine. Any shout outs you want to give, like any people who's maybe I don't know, influenced you or helped you along the way, or just people that you rock with, if any that you want to shout out, because I know I'm sure it's more than you behind the brand of One World Magazine.
I just want to shout out like Jeff Kwan of BTP Media Group.
That's my boy.
DD Hairston. Those of you online who always supported One World Magazine, no matter what we do, yourself in your show, for always supporting us for every move that we make. You guys are always there on the Instagram supporting our posts, and people don't realize that actually is very important for people who care, because I don't do this without care. Everything I do has care involved. So shout out to everyone who is with One World Magazine at this moment, and those who will be in the very near future. And rest in peace to those who are not here anymore and who were part of our journey to this point. So, much love, much respect. Hip hop will never end, and ultimately, it has done me a great deal of service in my own life, because I wouldn't be Mr. Caesar if it wasn't for hip hop.
Mr. Caesar. Well, world, y'all. What else was I gonna say? Damn it, I forgot. Slipped my mind. But Anything else, Caesar? This is what I want to ask you. How do people get at you for promotion and advertisement and things like that?
I'm glad you asked. One World Magazine is distributed nationwide in Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million, and Hudson News, which puts us on newsstands and in airports. Our number one market is New York. So for those of you guys who are serious about pushing your music or pushing a brand, I suggest tapping in. Just go to our Instagram, One World Magazine, the number One World Magazine. DM me and I can give you prices. Our prices have never changed. They've always been the same since issue number 1 to issue 13 coming up. So it's not necessarily about money. Money just makes things happen, and the magazine has a high cost, so we have to charge for it. So, but just tap in on Instagram in the DM if you're serious. I'll hit you back and we can go from there. Again, I'm always eager to do new business and to hear about new things and new people and meet new people and new artists. That's what the game is all about, is networking. That's how I've come this far, is by shaking hands and giving people their proper respects in 5 minutes of their time.
Right. Let me ask you this too. Another part of the magazine game period, industry wise, how is it networking now these days? Like I said, because I know they used to have conventions and things that different things of that nature. How is it as far as networking, not only with other probably advertisement or artists or other business people, like now, like how things have changed, or has it? I don't know.
Well, no matter what, this is a hustler sport. And what that means is if you're lazy and the only thing you do is tap on your keyboard, if that's your network and that's your hustle, all the power to you. But that's not what built me.
Right.
What built me is the fact I go to events every weekend and I show up in people's face and I'm there to cheer them on the stage, whether they know me or not, or I'm there to film them, or I'm there just to see what's going on, or give them a magazine, or let them know I exist. Whatever the point is, I'm out there in the physical world growing the brand, not just throwing it on social media and expecting it to grow simply because of what it is.
Right.
That doesn't really work. Nothing really grows naturally on social media because it's an artificial platform. So how do you expect anything to grow naturally?
Right.
It doesn't. It's
Glad you
not
spoke on that.
natural. Things grow in nature. So those things are not natural. But there's a bright future for the G-Lew show. There's a bright future for One World Magazine. There's a bright future for us who are hungry and who actually go out into the world and create and collaborate with others.
Right. I agree, man. I agree. One World Magazine, man. Out now everywhere. How many I know you've had a lot of what do you call that? Issue. What do you call each? You've had over, what do you say? How many? 50? How does people, if they want to go get the back catalog and shit, like?
That's available. We've only put out 13 issues or 12 issues. We're going on our 13th.
Okay.
Same website, galacticdistro.com. Any back issues that we still have left are available there. And that's just how it is. Some of them, couple issues we've sold out of copies, but for the most part, everything is there. And just while we're talking about it, for people who don't realize, all a magazine is a website in your hand. For those who don't realize what a magazine is, it's just a website in your hand. So if any website out there is relevant, then so could a website in your hand be relevant. Absolutely. So I think that putting something in somebody's hand is still a great method to spread the news. So that's why I still do it.
I appreciate you, man. Applaud you for keeping it going, man, and just keeping that, like you said, man. Eventually, it's gonna be priceless because, like you said, as you keep going and others fall off, that's gonna be exclusive. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Worth more.
You said it. I
Yeah.
didn't.
Sure, brother. So keep that shit cracking. Keep it going. Would you see, one last question, would you like to see things come back around full circle all the way around, where like you know, now not only like magazines are scarce, but you know, of course, no CDs, you know, nothing physical like you used to be able to go to the store, get the physical copy, take the booklet out, read it, the credits, the all that. You know what I mean? You don't have anything physical. Would you like to see stuff come back around 360, or what? What do you think about that?
I think it slowly is. I think it's just going to take one or two artists to actually finally realize that they will make more money selling their music on a CD or any physical platform than they would waiting for their stream checks to add up. Once the right artist realizes that and then showcases that fact to the world that he made $10,000 selling CDs as opposed to him making only $3,000 the last 5 years in his stream checks.
Oh man, he's a
So
rare.
I do see it coming back, is my point, G-Lew. It is coming back. And it's just, this is what I tell people when we get into this conversation. The reason why, one of the main reasons why CDs died is because people stopped dropping music that was so historic that it would make people get off their ass and go buy it.
Let's talk about it.
Well, that proves it.
Yeah,
There's still music being pressed on CD and vinyl that's brand new today. So you can't say that people don't buy CDs or vinyl because they're buying that music. Yep. So anyone not selling their music physically, you're just missing out on your own money. And it's because they eliminated the hustler. They eliminated the highly active go-getter. And they want everybody to be lazy so that everybody will be broke. Because broke and lazy go together.
Man. Mr. Caesar, y'all. What else you got for me, man? What else? I don't want to hold you too late, man. Anything else we didn't talk about you want to speak on, brother?
No, I'm letting you lead. It's good.
Okay. Lady. Okay. Any people out there have any questions for the homie? What would you say for someone that like has the ambition now and just maybe want to start a magazine but doesn't know how to start or where you know, any advice for any up and comers that are serious about trying to print a magazine of their own?
Yes, I would say do it. There's much need for it, and you'll find that it's a very positive hustle. And if you crunch your numbers right and actually have some type of network already established, it'll be no problem for you to stay in business doing. Because it's not necessarily about me, it's about the people that I publish.
Right.
So, you know, I say do it, and if anyone needs help doing it, I could help them start it and help them do it. Not for free, but I don't do this to become a millionaire.
Right.
I do this so that other people who I helped can be just as successful as I, if not more.
Right. I respect that. I just asked because of that reason. It may be someone out there, man, that, you know, like love to maybe start a magazine, look into it, or have aspirations. So, you know, that's what it's about too, as well. You know,
it's well worth doing. Trust me. Even where you at? Up in Seattle?
Who, me? No, I'm not in Seattle.
Where are you guys at?
I'm in Atlanta right now, brother.
Well, yeah. Well, this is why I say that Atlanta needs a magazine.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, I'm sure they do, for sure.
Yeah, they do. So who better to do it than somebody who's got roots in a lot of places?
Right.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense to me.
That's a fact. So anything else you want to give the people, man? Let them know about One World Magazine that they don't know that they need to know.
Yeah, we're actually very affordable to place your music in here for artists who are paying attention.
Yeah.
It should be on your bucket list to actually have your music like reviewed in a print magazine or even been interviewed in a print magazine, something you can hang on the wall. Because, you know, your rap career is only going to last 10, 15, 25, 35 years or whatever until you hang it up or whatever. But at the same point, you need to have like things hanging on the wall that monument your accomplishments or even your releases. Like I'm looking behind you and I see things on your wall behind you. So it's just the same idea.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got to be proud of our work, and so you got to have it on the wall so everyone who comes in the room can see your accomplishments. And so that's another reason why I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. Is there's those out there who are putting out some of the best music that there is. Somebody's got to be documenting this. So that's what I'm doing. One World Magazine. Boom.
Magazine. There it is, y'all. The homie Mr. Caesar. Tap in with him. Follow him on IG. He has an IG page at One World Magazine. The number One World Magazine. Tap in with the homie. Also, you can tap in with him if you want to get new issues. You want to get the back catalog. You want to get the whole year subscription. All that. You want to get placement in his magazine. Advertisement. Up and coming rappers. You want to get placed in his. How does one go about trying to get an interview though? Does it have to be specific? Do you pick them, or can someone submit to get an interview as well?
We don't really take submissions because honestly, I know thousands of artists, and just in conversation and hello, goodbye, to and fro, that's always comes up. So I can't keep 1,500 promises. So we don't take submissions. The only time I will take a submission, and no offense to anyone, is if it's like a bigger artist and it's somebody I would not have reached out to get because I can't.
Right.
And they came to us, then we'll accommodate it. But for most 99 out of 100 times, we don't take solicitations, just because I'm already overflowed with what I would like to put in the magazine, but I can't because we don't have enough space to do so.
Right, I get it.
So no, we don't really take submissions. Best way to do is just meet and greet with me in One World Magazine in a respectful manner, off top. That's all. If I think your music is incredible, I'm gonna include it.
Right.
And that's even for you. If you're like a dynamite person, then we're gonna have to get you in the magazine. But understand, there's a waiting list at this very moment.
Right.
So in order to jump the waiting list, that's when money comes into the scenario.
Right.
You just pay a fee and boom, you're on right now.
Right.
That's all. And so that's just how it is. Only because my platform it costs thousands of dollars to put out a magazine. So I have to charge something in order to pay for it.
Right. It's definitely about business. And any up and coming artist or artist that's serious about, exposure or promoting themselves in ways, you have to open the budget up for sure.
Yes.
So holler at the homie, man. He'll give you a good deal, good price, I'm sure, and have you showcase on One World Magazine. This is all over the world because it's One World, baby. So tap in with the homie.
That's right.
Right? With that being said, man, we're going to get up out of here, man. Any shout outs or anything else you want to let the people know before we go, bro?
Well, I really want to say thank you to you, G-Lew and DD for hooking this up. This is an incredible platform. I love the fact that you're very original with your style and your OG-ness about how you carry yourself and the way this interview went.
Thank you.
Your platform is very needed, and I wish it the most success possible.
Thank you.
And the fact that you got me on here, that's a lot of respect because I'm not an artist.
Right.
I don't know how many people even want to hear me talk.
Nah, but I've been rocking with you for a minute, and you're definitely supportive of me, man. So I just want to support and just chop game about things of this nature that, like you said, people don't get to hear about as part of the game. And you know what I mean? So I think it's needed, and it's part of hip hop as well. And it's 50 years of hip hop. So thank you, my brother.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Much love and respect, Mr. Caesar. One World Magazine, y'all. After Hours Live, the G-Lew Show. We'll be right back to wrap this up in a minute.
Ain't no stopping us now, we back cracking. On the move, trying to prove that we still active. We spent years turning plays into action. Now we sit back and watch it all happen. I do reality rap, ain't no capping. So if you ain't hearing from me, it never happened. Nowadays these half-ass rappers is only a fraction. Since they like to mumble they rhymes, they close caption. I keep my shit original, ain't no clashing. Stay fly, I don't need no stylist for the fashion. Everlasting, sipping thug passion. Looking for a lady I can settle down and crash with. I don't carry the cash, I use plastic. Keep my shit in liquid so the equity of masses. 25-8, mean I'm never missing classes. You haters can't picture me rolling, you need glasses. Greatest of all time, similar to Cassius. Daddy in my life, but I still was a bastard.
Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move.
Okay. With a brand new part of the game, we had to master.
Yay. Once again, shout out to the homie Mr. Caesar, One World Magazine, one of our sponsors of our show. So it's only right we had the homie on here, chop up some game. Once again, happy 50th anniversary, birthday to hip hop. Dope jam. Thank you, brother. That's on my new album that's out right now. Digital G shit, produced by my homeboy Digital West. We just dropped it a couple weeks ago. It's on all streaming platforms. So go support that. Yeah, and check it out tomorrow. Check out DD Hairston, Conversations in a Hookah Lounge with the homie Straight Shooter, DD Hairston, and Long Beach Lala. And don't forget, Sunday night, me and my partner in crime, Miss Nay Love, will be on for Odie's Rule Forever Sunday, the baddest fucking Odie show on Sunday night. Dig. So with that being said, we're gonna get up out of here. Don't forget, November 18th, we having a party, y'all. It's a G-Lew annual reunion. We're gonna be in the city of Lakewood. It's gonna be a party, y'all. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. So much love, everyone. I guess that's it for me. We'll see you tomorrow night and then Sunday night. Okay, peace and love, y'all. Out.
Another one. Yeah. G-Lew.
G-Lew Show Reunion 2023. Meet and greet. We live in Beverly Hills, baby. You already know how it goes.
Keep it real with me, I keep it real with you. It's just another platinum hit from your boy G-Lew. We got some ladies coming through, we going back to the 80s to have some fun in the sun and act crazy. I ain't wanna do it, but the track just made me. The 808 hit different when you be faded. DJ Maniac back to make a statement. Big G-Lew, it's a fact, you can't fade him. He still trading more stories like Pop, but too big to see that this shit won't stop. If you take it from the top, then it's the shit that I can touch on. 1989 was the year that I got put on. 6 days later, same street that I got bust on. Had to go up fast now, I get the fuck on. Hey, what up, Pauls? Where the fuck you from? The city of the bricks where the shit gets dumb. LA Northeast to the SG slums. Back in the 80s, it was all about having fun. It was all good till somebody grabbed a gun. Then them shots rang out and everybody had to run. Shut the party down cause someone caught the blues. Next morning, hear the story reported by King News. The 80s were crazy, even the Valley had it cracking. 20 years later, they saying Cali is active. But the fact is, everything's real. You can live or let die, you can try getting killed. I was raised in the battlefield, trained to go. I ain't really wanna bang, but they made me so. I had to go be the best that I could be. Learn the game on my own. I ain't had no big homie show me nothing. Everything I got it hustling. Whether it was rapping, jacking, or even busting. Ain't no discussion, homie, this shit is verified. Non-fiction, non-scripted, and certified. So just ride to the rhythm of the beat. If I keep it real with you, then keep it real with me. Then let's go. That one, homie. Hey, let's go up in this party. It's an 80s party tonight. Back to the 80s.